Hi, friends and fellow Earth Angels. It's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my Pick a Pile readings. And this spread will cover angel therapy, divine guidance, and support. There is a lot happening at the time of this recording. We're in the midst of the virus that's spreading across the planet. There's a lot of information that's out there. Things are coming up, new experiences are happening, and people are just putting information out there, and it's got people on an emotional roller coaster. I personally am still in a place of observation and gathering data. I am sure in the next coming weeks, I'll have more input and information, but right now, the divine guidance that I'm getting is to pull back, be patient, observed, and take care of myself. I'm going through a transition in my own life and change, so there's a lot of movement happening with me on top of movement that's happening in the world, and I am really leaning on God right now in full faith. So I want to be able to offer you as well some support. These messages are always general, so please take in the information that resonates and dump the rest. This isn't about being right or wrong, good or bad. It's about how you can take in, receive support, and be uplifted, but also too, facing your emotions. Things are coming out for people. We're being triggered at an all-time rate right now. I know right before the coronavirus started to hit the media, Earth Angels were in a place of expansion. We're in a place of light. Things were happening. Changes were happening. People were taking leaps of faith. And now more than ever, we have to remember that God has our back. You know, I operate solely on full faith and trust in God. I mean, that's my business. That is my life. And now more than ever, we need to be reminded that we're not alone. And, you know, that saying goes, if God, puts you in it, he'll move you through it or something like that. So the cards I'm going to be using, I'm going to pick 3 theme topics from the sacred geometry activations, and the intention will be what is being activated within you right now. I'm going to get messages of healing from Archangel Raphael. I'm going to get messages of support and protection with Archangel Michael and their angel therapy message for you, and we're going to finish with an angel prayer. So it is truly angelically guided messages for you this reading. So let me open space by inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light who would like to assist with these messages for you today. Excuse me, specifically the Archangel Raphael and the Archangel Michael. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for your best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right, so let's start and get into it. If you don't want to watch how the cards come out, if you want to wait until I pull the themes, then you can skip ahead. I'm going to put the timestamps in the description below. And, friends, I have to thank you, too, so much for your donations. You have no idea what it means to me. I really believe in the energy of tithing and being part of an energy, and I cannot thank you enough for making donations to my channel, for your kind messages. Honestly, they're really helpful and they're really supportive. As you know, this is my full-time practice, and I work with this energy on a regular basis, and we're all being affected right now. So again, I cannot thank you enough for those of you who made extra donations to my channel. I also want to remind you that I offer online Skype phone sessions if you're feeling like you need divine guidance and support. I offer it through FaceTime and Facebook Messenger and Skype and Zoom. I plan in the next couple weeks to offer some classes, an Earth Angels Guide 2, and the topics will be money, emotions, relationships, career. So stay tuned for that. If you want to stay connected, you could sign up for my newsletter. That is also in the description box below. So let's start here. Okay. Synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. If this couldn't be any more in alignment with what's going on in the world right now. Synergy reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that the new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. And this is what's happening globally. I'm telling you, friends, these messages are powerful. Okay, so synergy is number one. Coherence. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. Okay, and the third, change. Friends, I mean, this is already amazing. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Some of you may just watch the whole entire reading and how things unfold. Maybe you're in a place right now of guidance with these messages. So we have the number 5, 4, 3. I mean, so 5 is about change, 4 is about stability, and 3 is about for me, reminds me of the Holy Spirit, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity, the Ascended Masters working with us. So again, if that gives you some clarity about what it is that you want. But I mean, these couldn't be any more in alignment with what's happening in the world, of course. So let's start. So I'm going to start pulling. The piles. And again, if you already know what you're looking for, you really know what resonates with you, I'm going to have the timestamps in the box below. All right, Raphael, what do you have to say about synergy? What do you have to say about synergy? Okay. And Raphael, what message do you have for coherence? And Raphael, what message do you have about change? Change. And Michael, what message do you have for the synergy pile? And Michael, what message do you have for the coherence pile? What message, guidance do you have for the coherence pile? Let's go with these two. And change. What message do you have for the change pile? And angels, Michael and Raphael, what angel therapy do you have? Message do you have for the synergy pile? And message, angel therapy, do you have the coherence pile? And the change pile. Angel therapy message do you have for the change pile? Okay, let's see here. There's a few here, so I'm just going to take all of them. And finally, overall, divine guidance of earth angels. What's the overall prayer that you have for the synergy pile? Okay. Every single one of these flipped. Okay, for the coherence pile, what is the overall prayer that you have for those who chose the coherence pile? Okay, go with this one. And finally, the change. What overall prayer do you have for those who chose the chair? Beautiful. Okay, friends, let's see. Just make some room here. Okay, if you're still with me up until this point, giving you one last look at the piles together. Synergy, coherence, and change. And remember, you can come back to the channel. You can go, all my pick a piles are in a playlist. All my weekly readings are in a playlist. All my messages for this year up until this point has been leading up to this massive shift. It's happening. And one of the most important messages that I keep getting personally is to surrender into the energy as opposed to trying to fight it and resist it. I've gone for walks and I have done some meditations. I keep reminding myself that all is good in this moment. Life is simple in this moment right now. All those little things help to maintain homeostasis. Okay, so let's start here. Okay, so those of you who chose pile 1, synergy, the number 5, welcome. So I'm going to read this again. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that the new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. So I feel like those of you who chose pile 1, the universe is reminding you right now, the divine is reminding you that you have been working on a new approach to things. We are going to start having experiences in ways that we've never experienced them before. In love, in the way we make money, in our partnerships and friendships with our coworkers, and the way we work and integrate with humanity as a whole. We're seeing that globally. Things need to come up and out and purge. And a lot of earth angels, like I said in the beginning, right before this virus started to spread, a lot of earth angels were like vibing high, like seeing the change, having experiences. So it's important right now to know that it's our work, it's our light, we've been working on the shadow, the inner shadow work. We have been growing and expanding, and we've been contributing to the positive energy on this planet. So again, change is upon us, and you're about to experience things in ways from a higher love. We've been getting that message every single week for weeks now, and it's about higher love. And remember, in order for us to take in more, things need to be purged and released. As Mother Earth is going through her transformation and purge, we ourselves are going through it as well. One of the things that I want to remind you, pile 1, is I'm feeling guided to remind you to stay in your own lane. It's really easy to get caught up into what everybody else is doing and not doing, and judgment and expectations. I feel like for those of you who chose pile 1, part of the divine guidance is to maintain your own lane, like stay in your own lane. Really be mindful of how you may be getting sucked in to drama. That is definitely a quality Earth Angels carry, like emotional roller coaster, the drama. We're in like a final exam. We have been working towards this. We have been experiencing a lot of adjustments within. And really what's happening in the world right now is like a call to action or non-action, meaning it's not necessarily time for us to fight. We are being called to social distancing right now. So there's restaurants and churches and there's a lot of groups, massive groups, big, large companies shutting down to recharge and regroup. So I encourage the Earth Angels who chose pile 1 to, as if you are taking time off or you have to because your state mandates it, I would feel guided to share with you now is a very, very creative time right now, and fear will rob that creative time. You're being asked to implement, plan, and create now in this sacred space of that the divine has awakened for you. So what can you create? I said this in my weekly reading that I really believe that new classes and programs and trainings and groups and tribes will all be birthed from this experience, but you're being asked to pull back and see how you harmonize with that energy. Okay, let's see. Let's go into Raphael's message. Avoid allergens. Dear Archangel Raphael, please assist me in identifying and avoiding allergens that may be toxic to my health and happiness. Help me to only crave helpful foods and beverages and people and experiences. So this goes along with what I was talking about, being mindful of the information you're inputting in your body. Drama can be like fast food. A yummy pizza can be really delicious, but it's not healthy for your body every single day. So really be mindful that you're not, going back to old ways. And, if you've made adjustments in your health and you've been avoiding unhealthy foods, be mindful that this fear and the stuff that's going on in the world doesn't make you backpedal, doesn't make you go back to those unhealthy things. Maybe you're getting off schedule, or maybe you're not eating as healthy. I know a lot of people are stocking up. So I feel like Raphael is reminding you to maintain your health, drink your water, get your exercise in, activate the joy within you. Sacral chakra meditations are really important right now. So Raphael is continuing with the message of maintaining your health, that you have a choice. You're free to choose the information you're feeding on. Everybody has something to say right now, and that's their right. We have, especially in America, the freedom to speak our mind, the freedom to express ourselves. It doesn't necessarily mean that all the information that is being put out is good for us. Remember, it's all coming from a filter of ego and humanity. So God wants you to remind you to stay connected, stay dialed in. Michael's message, oh my gosh, yes, detach from the situation. I love when readings unfold like this as I channel and then the cards just kind of back up the information. So Michael says, Archangel Michael, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear or drama, so that I might be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere within me and this situation. So here's the thing, friends. It's really unavoidable right now. We need to stay connected. We need to be aware of what's going on in the world, what is being required of us and what's not being required of us. So if you're feeling emotional, if you're feeling like you're on that turbulent water and you're getting motion sick, it's okay for you to pull back. You're really being called to action with being aware of your feelings and emotions. And I cannot stress enough how important it is to lean into it. Fear is something that's unavoidable. It's a navigator. It's a compass of where we're at, if we're aligned or out of alignment. So I'm not going to lie. The other day I started to feel that sickness in my stomach and feeling out of control. And I felt it. And I reminded myself that I was human. And this is what it's like to feel human. And then I went for a walk and I talked to God and I talked to Jesus and I asked them for assistance. And I got some guidance in what I needed to do personally. And I have to say, I was able to transform the energy and it felt really good. So like I said, there's a lot of information that's coming out right now. It's like almost like going right from it's almost like there's no filter right now. Everything is being like spilled out, and it can be messy. And that's the way things happen. But in order for things to change, there needs to be a mass awakening. And there's another mass awakening right now. And earth angels are being called to be the beacon of light, but that's coming from your own self-care, detaching from the situation of things that are out of your control. You can call on Archangel Michael to fill you up with his indigo light. You cannot cut cords of love, but you can have the freedom to choose right now. Let me see here. I'm just because there's such a theme right here of actions to take, being mindful, and really being hyper vigilant in how you're feeling. Your emotional guidance system is your solar plexus or your stomach and your heart. And so I feel like for some of you, I want to remind you that you may be getting off course and rising above, kind of like seeing the forest through the trees, rising above and being reminded of your goals and where you are going and to stay the course, stay on track. Meaning if you had intentions to clear things out or sit down and create something, now would be the time to do that. With the whole world on a time out, it can be an incredibly empowering, inventive, creative time right now. But like I said, that fear will totally annihilate that creative energy. So the angel therapy message is, oh my gosh, emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it is a gift to us all. So here's the thing. The angels don't want us to run and hide. As if from a place of feeling powerless. It's a time to, I just keep seeing the phoenix rising. And it's a time to rise above. Like I said, people are being reactionary right now, and it's human. It's human. And this is the benefit that I'm getting from the observation right now is I am seeing the human experience. Remember, as earth angels, we have come here to experience the divine through the human experience and to feel all facets of being alive on this planet. And, the stars have aligned for this. We've been talking about these changes and these transitions. And again, I cannot speak enough to this is the final exam. This is to take all that we've been learning, all that we've been coming into and implement it. Remember, you're emotionally sensitive right now. So it's almost like you have come a long way from hermit mode. You've come a long way from escaping and running away from. This does not mean attack other people. It means how can you continue to create? How can you continue to show up? God is watering. The miracle grow is happening. What you've come here to be on this planet, the voice, the writing, the classes that you're going to make, the way you've shown up, nurses, social workers, teachers, caregivers, intuitives, healers, all of that is being invoked within us right now. And only you have your divine plan. You're gifted with something special and unique. You have this emotional sensitivity to be in tune with what the planet needs, and that's what you're being asked to. That's why I say it's a soul and singular journey right now. Observe, when you're starting to feel fed up, detached from the situation. Like I said, maintain your physical body right now. Obviously, this virus is affecting the respiratory system. The lungs are where we carry the emotions of self-esteem, worth, value, confidence, right? It's right next to our heart chakra. And so it's lowering that creativity and really kind of creeping in to throw people off course. So use your emotional sensitivity, use your gift of intuition. And this is for masculine and feminine energies. There's a beautiful blending of the energy that's happening right now. See the blessings, see the beautiful things that are unfolding. I can tell you people are going to have a deeper appreciation for their children's teachers, right? There's a lot of parents now who are homeschooling at home. We're having a deeper appreciation for nurses and emergency responders and people who have to be out there, right? We're having a deeper appreciation for servers and people in the service field as they're being asked to pull back and adjust. So there's a lot that's happening, a lot of blessings, and so use that emotional sensitivity to see the gifts. That was one of the messages that Creator had gifted us in my weekly reading. I'm gonna post the weekly reading if you haven't watched it yet. It's if you stay to the end of the video, it'll be on the screen. I encourage you to go back and watch Sunday's reading. There's so much beautiful information that came out, and really, how are we looking at things? Again, from observation, gaining information, and really practicing staying away from the judgment. They're right, they're wrong, this is good, this is bad, because honestly, that's not going to help the situation. So, final message, angel prayer. Count your blessings, right? Gratitude, the God for love. Gratitude for God, for love. These are the two greatest blessings right now. I swear, every single message that came out was just affirming what I had just channeled. So count your blessings. Thank you, universe and angels, for the blessings in my life. So when the fears arise and you're feeling out of control, which is definitely a human experience. If you can recognize it, you're going to feel it in your stomach, and it almost shoots up through your heart right to your third eye. And then what happens is then it goes right to your middle back and your upper back, and your middle and upper back constrict. And what happens, and what's happening in the world now, people are being reactionary on it. They're being forced to jump to things and make things happen. And we're as earth angels learning how to act instead of react to situations. And so what you can do is, when you recognize that, remember how far you've come. Remember that God has your back 1,000%. Earth angels right now are being asked to detach from drama, avoid going into hermit mode and running away, and really leaning on our faith, right? Be still, my soul. Going to that inner guidance within. I mentioned it so much in this week's reading about going within. And again, it was a message that just kept coming up over and over and over again. And so what that means is being able to talk to God, right? Being grateful. God, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for love. We're seeing a lot of people come together on this planet right now. We're seeing people all over the world. I've been seeing videos, beautiful videos of people in Italy hanging outside their windows and on their decks, connecting with people. The human experience, and this is what Jesus taught. Jesus was about relationships and connection. And sometimes we have to be pulled away from things to really appreciate what we have. And that's what's happening right now. And again, it's all good. It's all experiences that we're having. and how we can grow from this. That's why, again, I cannot say enough that, there are things that are happening, things that are going to be birthed from this. We as a planet have, and especially as a country, if you're living in the United States, we've experienced things like this many times, maybe not with regards to our physical health and in regards to illness, but financially, people's homes were affected, jobs were affected, corporations, and we're in this 9-year cycle where the way we make money is changing, the way we connect with people is changing, and in any way, in order for there to be change, there needs to be a mass awakening. So I'm really encouraging you, those who chose the synergy pile, to trust and have faith in God, and this is a time to get closer to Him. If you're being quarantined or you're self-quarantining or distancing yourself right now is a time to really strengthen that relationship with God. Oprah talks about it all the time. She doesn't make a move unless she gets the divine guidance. There's something that's powerful in that. In a lot of ways, there's a lot I want to say, but my guidance keeps saying observe. The best is yet to come. Observe, hold back, have patience, wait. And those are all the things that I've been working on up until this point. I have a lot of changes going on in my life right now. I've got major transitions happening in my personal life, and right now I'm just focusing on that, and like I said, that's why I was guided to this reading, to offer you some support and guidance. All right, so those of you who chose pile 1, thank you so much for watching. If you know somebody who can benefit from this channel, please share, like, subscribe. It all helps. Again, donations have been greatly appreciated right now. It really kind of, the tithing and being part of something is powerful. So thank you so much for all those of you who have been donating. I truly appreciate it. And when I do, when the notifications come in or I get the donations, I am sending you so much love and gratitude. And I pray that those donations go back to you tenfold, 1,000-fold, however you're open and receptive to receiving it. So thank you so much for watching. Okay, so those of you who chose pile 2, Coherence, the 4, and let me just repeat the message. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart and the frequency of the mind. For an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. So right now, for those of you who chose the pile number 2, Coherence, you could be falling into the trap of judgment, or being pulled, what my heart says, what my mind says. So there's the ego, and then there's the divine. I keep seeing the yin and yang and the black and white, the shadow and the light. You could be, those of you who chose pile 2, you could be in a place of duality right now, and really seeing the gray in it. It's not good or bad, right or wrong. We as a collective can be fearful, and we can also be liberated. We can hear things that are less than pleasant and transform it in a positive way. And so there's a lot that's coming up for people right now. And so here's the thing. One of the things I want to share is that we have to remember that the history of our past lives, plague and illness has been something that has surfaced for eons. And there's a lot of people out there right now who have lost loved ones to plagues in past lives. Now, and again, this is coming from the understanding that you believe in past lives. I've done some work with Brian Weiss. I've trained in his past life regression training. So I'm a past life regression therapist. And, I do a lot of work with it. And past lives can surface in our current lives to be cleared out. And so what's happening is we have to remember plague and illness is something that affected generations prior to us, that affected us in our lifetime. So some of you right now might be really triggered by sickness and illness. You may have lost someone in another life to plague. You may have yourself lost your life to plague. For me, I know I have a past life where I lost a husband and a daughter to a plague, to a sickness. And I was in an imagery where I was in this home and I was alone. I had lost my family. And in that life, I had gone to a convent. And in order for me to live in this convent, I needed to take my vows. And I lived the rest of my life alone and isolated, really just existing. And I took part of the ministry and being taken care of by the church at that time. And, I had to do a lot of work on being able to clear that out. And I have to say, in a lot of ways, because of that, I've done a lot of work on my own immune system. And I really try not to run away from sickness. I mean, of course I wash my hands. I mean, I've got antibacterial like on the regular. It's something that I use often, obviously, because I need to maintain my health, because I need to work and I want to work. So being hyper vigilant on my own immune system has been something that I've had to work on because I have the history of the past life. And so that's surfacing now for a lot of people. A lot of people are really fearful. And we have to remember that their history and their past life stuff is coming up as well. And a lot of people, they don't understand that. And so you as an earth angel, you can really hold space for people who are experiencing that. Maybe you're experiencing it yourself. Like, where's all this fear coming from? And oh my gosh, what if I get sick? All this stuff is coming up for a reason for you. So I encourage you to explore that. I'm being guided to share with some of you who are watching Pile 2, meditating on the yin yang symbol, the shadow and light. Remember, there's like a duality going on right now. There is like a seesaw of energy going on right now. And you're getting the ability to consciously transform your situation and outcome. I mean, right now we have the blessing of modern technology, modern medicine. I know there's a lot that's happening right now that it's feeling out of control, and how do we treat this? And, a lot of fear in it. So stabilizing. So I'm seeing that the 3 + 1 here is 4. 13, equals 4. And 4 is a stabilizing number. It's a grounding number. The planet right now in 2020 is in the 4 vibration. It's about stabilizing, grounding, restructuring, creating a solid foundation. And so basically the entire planet is in a timeout. And again, I've been talking about self-care, self-love, taking care of your physical body. I mean, this is it, friends. This is the result of that. So let me go on here. Let's see. So again, this came up in my weekly reading. I will post that. If you haven't watched it yet, I'll post it at the end of this video, or it's in the weekly reading playlist. Raphael had talked about exercise is key. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for motivating me and guiding me to an exercise program that fits my schedule, interests, and budget. So, I know a lot of people out there have gone and shopped and you've stockpiled on food, which is great. But I feel like Raphael is reminding you to maintain your physical vehicle right now. Remember that a lot of you have started eating healthy, maintaining your mental and emotional health. It's not time to revert back to junk food and drama. That's not going to benefit for you. So stay the course. This is reminding you that exercising the mind, body, spirit, and emotions it's not just the physical body. It's waking up and keeping structure and order, especially if you're out of work right now. It's important to maintain the course and maintain the goals that you've set up for yourself. As I said in the weekly reading, this isn't about going out and running miles and miles if you're not used to that and maxing yourself out. maintaining your energy right now is very important. Like I said, because we're getting inundated with information. There's like information slinging all over the place. And in a lot of ways, at least 80% it's coming through the filter of somebody's ego, right? And their own beliefs and their own upbringing and what their thoughts are, what their past lives are. So being in a place of observation right now, taking in what resonates. If you're feeling the squeeze, pull back. Personally, I've started to feel like the anxiousness, and of course, like I'm a super sensitive person. So I gave myself permission. I just felt it. I'm like, wow, that's this, here it is, and this is really dreadful, and this is hard, and man, what's going to happen, and feeling out of control. And I got that sick feeling in my stomach, and I was like, God, what do you want me to do? What should I do about this? And one of my thoughts was go for a walk. So I just went for a walk around the block. I took some really deep breaths. And when I got back inside, I had more clarity. I was like uplifted again. And I'm like, all right, God has a plan and I've got stuff to do and this is happening and this is amazing. And so really be mindful of your physical body and how you're maintaining and staying the course of structure and order and discipline and routine. It's going to be really important for maintaining your energy right now. Like I said, we're on that emotional roller coaster. And a lot of you have been learning how to move through that anyway. And so here it is at its finest. So let's not fall apart. Let's not let the wheels, fall off the wagon. I think this is just a gentle reminder to stay the course. So Michael's message, so there's two here. Oh, I love it. So the first message is energy healing work. So thank you for sending healing energy to me and through me for my own blessings and for all those around me. Thank you for connecting me to loving and high integrity healers and teachers of energy healing modalities. So this is saying, get some energy work. I'm sure there's a lot of you who are watching this who are into energy work yourselves. Remember to give yourself energy work. The thing is right now, as Earth Angels, we want to jump in and those old habits of fixing, saving, changing, and making better, maxing ourselves out, those days are over. So I know there's a lot of you out there who want to take care of people, who want to help them, who want to, go out there and send energy. It's all great. But you have to remember that you have to pull back and you have to recharge your own batteries. If not, you're giving from an empty place and you're just feeding that energy. So I feel like Michael is reminding you to receive from him. Ask him to use his sword to send you energy. If you're a Reiki practitioner, one of the favorite things that I like to do is I like to call on Mrs. Takata and ask her to give me Reiki energy at night. I'm a stomach sleeper, so I like to sleep on my stomach. And I just imagine that she comes in and she puts her hands on my back. And every time I do that, I fall right to sleep, friends, and I get deep sleep. So you can call on the Reiki Grand Masters right now, Mrs. Takata, Dr. Yasui, Dr. Hayashi. For me, those are the Grand Masters. You can invite them in to work on you, to give energy work. Again, because Earth Angels right now are holding space in the shadow, in the fear, we can get depleted real quick. It's like, the trucks, the pickup trucks, when they go and they rev their engine and they go to speed and take off, their gas tank is taking a huge hit. So there's a lot of intuitives right now who are burning themselves out, feeling the need to jump in. Again, it's not right or wrong, good or bad. It's about being mindful as you do that, you could be depleting yourself a lot faster and getting sucked in. And like I said, and burning yourself out. So Michael is just giving you a gentle reminder to create balance, right? Yin and yang, black and white. And the other message here was positive thoughts create positive results. We've been hearing this a lot. I mean, this message right now is just so it's like a broken record. Be positive. Positive thoughts create positive results. That's all great. But remember, it's also normal to feel fearful. It's normal to have emotions. And so I don't want you to suppress those feelings, those things that are coming up. It's part of the experience. Remember, shadow and light. You can feel fearful and also know that there's a divine plan, and you can also be on fire to turn that pain into passion. So it's about that and. It's not either or, right, like good or bad. It's about this and this right now. So you can have fearful thoughts, which is normal, right, in the state of the world. I mean, we've got an entire planet that's being affected. But also, too, really savor those positive moments. So Michael says here, divine love and wisdom, I call upon you now. I know that my mind and emotions are eternally and continuously connected to you. I ask my higher self to be aware and conscious of the love and light that is within every person and situation. I just got an image of healing the earth. So if you have an energy healing modality that you're trained in, you can send healing to the earth and the planet. There's a lot of survival of the fittest right now. There's a lot of purging. There's a lot of releasing. There's a lot of souls opting out. So those that are sensitive, you're feeling it. You're feeling the shift. And as I said, it's normal. A lot of earth angels weren't the world didn't have the ability to support us emotionally. So maybe our physical needs were met. We had a roof over our head, had food on the table, we were clothed. Many of us got through school, education. We had parents or guardians that got us through school and graduated, or eventually we got GEDs and things like that to get through school. So we're now learning how to support ourselves emotionally. That is not something that society knew how to support children in at that time. And so now you're learning how to emotionally support yourself and really kind of ride the wave. And I feel like that's what Archangel Michael is invoking here. God's got your back. God has your back, 1000%. So the angel therapy message, have you asked your angels for help with this? This is a reminder. Call us in. We're here. We're supporting you. It says your angels want to help you with this situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. So here's a message of remembering that we have free will on this planet. The universe, God, source, the angels, they don't intervene unless we're asked. So now more than ever, because earth angels have this awareness, we have this consciousness of this force that works with us, this energy that is like a pull for us. And so remembering that we're connected, that we have this infinite wealth, we have this infinite abundance, we have this infinite source of energy that all we have to do is be open to. So again, if you've kind of pushed everything out and you're in that place of doom and gloom, it's normal. But remember, Michael and the angels can pull you out of it to help you remember who you are, to help you remember that you are one of God's stormtroopers here on this planet and you have a mission. And now it's time to move forward. It's kind of like the stormtroopers, they go in and they fight the darkness, right? So for earth angels, it's not for us to fight. It's not for us to go in and tell people what's right or wrong or good or bad. It's for us to continue on our journey to create, to expand, to talk to God, invite the angels in, ask them what it is that you're supposed to be doing right now. It could be sharing money. It could be buying gift certificates. It could be using energy work, healing the planet. It could be creating. Maybe this is a great time for you to sit down and clean out that stuff and organize your files and create a class, create a syllabus, create something. Like I said, the whole world is going to change after this. We are not going to go back to the way things were. Businesses will change. Corporations will change. Politics will change. For me, it's exciting. And again, I'm in this state of observation because I trust God 1000%. He's on my mind all the time. And again, I'm still living this human experience. So I know specifically that I need to call on the angels on a regular basis. That's part of my spiritual discipline. So this is a message for some of you who have fallen off track a little bit and you're struggling with that dark and light, or that balance of light, like the shadow work and the stuff that's coming up for you, and invoking the light. So final prayer, angel message. Live your joy. Again, this is another message that keeps coming up with the orange, the sacral chakra. This is about creativity. Thank you, angels, for supporting me as I follow my joy. So unplugging for a little bit. It's important for you to stay informed, but not overwhelmed, sucked in, and like tired, depleted, and drained. Live your joy. Again, positive thoughts create positive results. Live your joy. Give yourself energy work. Take care of your body. Call on the angels. I feel like this is a how-to. I feel like as I see this overall, it's a how-to to get through this. And how to balance the heart and the mind, right? The heart and the mind, the conscious and the unconscious. Rise above. There's more information. There's more things that are happening that you see. And so maybe some of you will be able to channel messages and guidance as well. Being able to write something. Earth angels, are phenomenal with communicating. We're phenomenal with writing. Confidence, self-esteem. This illness is affecting people's lungs, right? Respiratory. And so that is self-esteem. It's worth, it's value. We carry the emotions of shame in our lungs, and the imprint, the positive, is pride, spiritual pride. So remembering to invoke that energy within you right now, maintain your lungs. There's a lot of worth and value clearing. It's a creative time. Joy, again, remember, it's something that is within, regardless of what's going on in the world. It's maintaining a balance, a true health of mind, body, spirit, and emotions. Wow. So I feel like those of you who chose pile 2, this is like a how-to. The first reading was more of what's going on. And this is a how-to. So it would be interesting to see what is the next pile going to be. All right. So I can just feel so much energy right now. Be still, my soul. All right. So those of you who chose pile 2, thank you so much for watching. If you found this beneficial, liking this reading, or letting me know how it has benefited you in the comments. If you know anybody who can benefit from this, please share this channel with them. I'm I think 25 people away from my first 1,000 on YouTube, which is very exciting to watch my channel grow. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I appreciate your donations. They've been so helpful. They bring a smile to my face, and I'm so truly grateful for those of you who gift and believe in tithing and are contributing in the best way that you can. So thank you so much for watching. All right, so those of you who chose pile 3, change. I feel those of you who chose pile 3, you are the brave ones. You are like the warriors. Like, I see the energy of the earth angels saying, we're ready for this. Knowing that you have the 3 for me always represents the Trinity, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, or the divine masculine and the divine feminine that operates within us. Those of you who chose pile 3 are feeling, I feel like this power in my solar plexus. I feel this excitement for you. I feel this energy that you're ready, that you're in the midst of change, but you're ready for it. You're coming into balance. You've been working on your inner masculine. You've been working on your inner feminine, and are ready for this change that's happening. I just feel like you all are looking at the abyss of the unknown, but there's this confidence to you. There's this air of power, and it's exciting. It's so exciting to be part of your journey and to be walking with the light, walking in the light with you. I just appreciate it so much. So the message once again, it says the frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. I feel like those of you who chose pile 3 are fully aware of the change that's happening on this planet. It is perfectly normal to feel a little bit shaken up. Remember, there's a lot of people who their income is being affected, and there's a lot of people who have fears, and the health and the stability of their family is being affected. There's a lot of people right now who are home and are being forced to deal with family issues, forced to deal with their finances and having to ask for what they need. So there's a lot of metamorphosis that's squeezing people right now, but it's really all good. So those of you who chose pile 3, I feel like you guys are in alignment, like you're aware this is happening and you're just kind of waiting. You're waiting for God to hit that go button to say, now is the time. So I encourage those of you who are feeling like the pull, if you're feeling out of sorts a little bit, just know that that's where you need attention. If you're feeling it in your finances right now, that's where you want to bring attention. Remember, God is the sole source of your income. For Earth Angels, we're creators, we're activators. It's not about us living for retirement. It's about us creating and living and money becoming a byproduct. I'm in the process of putting together a series, Earth Angels, an Earth Angels Guide to. Money will be one of them. Relationships will be one of them. Emotions will be one of them. Life purpose will be one of them. So it's going to be like a package. It's going to be something that I want to do with is a Zoom group together. And this is for the leaders, the Earth Angels who are at the forefront, who are part of the change. I'm seeing that quote right now. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Those of you who chose pile 3, you are the change. I commend you. I'm inspired by you. I'm humbled by you. You know, there's so many of you who are making waves and doing amazing things, but you're doing it behind the scenes. You're not jumping in. You're not getting caught up. You're just really in a place of balance. So I encourage you to continue to have patience, observe. I just see you standing at the forefront and you're all looking into this abyss. It's a darkness, but it's almost like I feel the excitement. It's not a scary darkness. It's like, okay, God, bring it on. What's next? Wow. Can you feel my excitement? All right. So let's see what Raphael has to say. Acceptance. Absolutely. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, please help me accept that everything is going in the right direction. And I'm telling you, this is how I feel. Those of you who chose pile 3, you're in complete acceptance. You know that what's happening is divine. There's a metamorphosis of the shadow and light being integrated right now. Things are being restored. And I feel like Raphael is grateful for your acceptance, your gift of being able to see the unseen, and that you know on a deep level that everything is happening in divine and perfect order. Friends, you see Raphael right here? His energy, that's exactly how I was just seeing you in the last picture. Like there's this force. Let me just see this for a second. I just want to look at this close up. So he's got his hand up. I just wanted to see if he was holding something. And so it's like he's got his hand up saying, we are one. We are in this together. Man, these piles have just kind of built on each other. It was almost like the first pile was like assistance. The second pile was like how to. The first pile was like just the information. The second pile was like the how to. And this is like where you were going. And again, some of you who chose pile 3 right off the bat, you guys are already there. You're accepting it. You feel it. You know this is what we've been working towards, and it's empowering. So Raphael is reminding you to maintain balance and to fill yourself up energetically. Pull back. Really be mindful when you're getting overwhelmed with information. Go out, get a walk in. Really go into that space of recharging your batteries. For some of you, I'm being guided to share, like, eat nourishing foods, like high protein, if it's meat, if it's non-meat, Personally, I've been a vegetarian since 2013, so I really have to maintain my protein intake. So those of you who might be feeling tired and depleted right now, you may need more protein. You may need more fruits and vegetables, or may need more water. So just be mindful of your body to recharge. There's a time like right before the battle when the soldiers like fatten up, right? And so I feel like, and now no, this isn't junk food. That's not what I'm saying. It's like fueling your body right now, energetically recharging, especially those of you who are in timeouts and you're taking the social distancing to heart, and you're creating sacred space for yourself. Now is a time to really charge up, amp up your energy, get fueled up, because I'm telling you, when God hits that go button, I'm telling you, there's going to be no stopping you. So let's see what Michael's message. Again, this is what came up in my weekly reading. So the last pile, a message that came up, Raphael's message came up again. So again, this is like an exclamation point. If you haven't seen my weekly reading for this week, I'm going to link it in the screen at the end of this video, or you can go into my playlists and rewatch it. It was really powerful with what's going on right now in the world. So Michael's reminding you to go forward fearlessly. Again, this is like warrior God and goddess energy. This is almost like you see it, like you see it all happening, and it's really actually amping you up. So the message says, thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. So Michael is reminding you that he is the leader of this army, right? This is an army of love. It's an army of creativity. It's an army of compassion and understanding. It's an army of passion, of like igniting our light on the planet. And so Michael is reminding you that when he hits that go button, it's going to come from a place of you knowing that God has your back 1000%, that you're winning, at this space. Oh gosh, let me see here. Okay, so let's pull some angel therapy. So there's 3 angel therapy cards here. So the first one says books. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. So those of you who chose this pile, maybe as I'm talking about this, you're like, but what? But what is it? What do I do? Some of you maybe this is your sign to sit down and write. This is your sign to start creating classes, gathering information, because I'm telling you, when we come out of this, there's going to be a deeper sense of community and connection, and depth of support for humanity. So some of you maybe there's a book that you have that you've been meaning to get to. This is part of the spiritual disciplines, to sit down and read the book. Get some information. You'll be guided towards it. Let's see here. Base chakra. Yep, this is the root. So choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances, as your words determine your outcome. This is for you to be hyper vigilant about how you're feeling right now. Are you ready to go forth? Do you need to, I'm getting this image like, do you need to change your sneakers? If your sneakers are hurting you, then do you need to upgrade? If you're feeling depleted, do you need protein? If you're feeling dehydrated, do you need water? Now is a great time of pause for you to check in with what you need to face. Maybe it's your finances, maybe it's your relationships as you're quarantined with family members, maybe it is work and how your work and your company is supporting you or not supporting you. These are the things that we have to face right now. Remember, when you're lit up and passionate, you're in alignment. Those areas in your life that you want to run away from, that you get dread over, that's where you're out of alignment. And those are the areas you want to face right now. Those are the areas where you want to observe. Call in Archangel Michael, call in Archangel Raphael, and ask for their assistance. Maybe there's a book, maybe there's a test you need to take for a certification, and now is the time for you to study it. Instead of sitting down and watching, junk TV and watching things that are just going to pull you and distract you. Again, it's all good moderation, but how are you wasting time right now? What are some things that you could be doing that you have this valuable, precious time, and really creating a solid foundation for yourself, knowing that you're supported, stable, so God, root chakra, survival support, stability, security. It's being grounded. So some of you may be doing some grounding exercises. It's really easy to get uplifted and feel like floaty. And in those times, we can really get out of sorts emotionally. So when you're feeling like you're on that emotional roller coaster, being able to pause and do some grounding exercises. I posted on social media the other day. A lot of the messages that I talked about on Sunday are coming through again in this reading. I posted on my Heavenly Hugs Facebook page. I posted a meditation with Steve Noble and grounding into Mother Gaia, her fire energy, and it's super powerful. So I cannot stress enough how grounding exercises are really important right now. Getting fresh air and remembering that you're here for a reason. That fear, energy, judgment, all that stuff can really rock us off course when we're not careful. And really we can just get depleted before we know it. So God and the angels are preparing you. So keep your foundation strong. Keep your foundation firm right now. And then the other one is past life issue. I talked about this in one of the readings. So plague and loss to illness is not something new. What's happening right now, understand that there are a lot of people who are being triggered by past life experiences. There are a lot of people in this world who have lost loved ones to plagues in other lifetimes. I'm trained in Brian Weiss. Brian Weiss is one of Brian Weiss's past life regression therapists, and I trained with him, and his work is fascinating. He bridges science and spirituality, which is why I chose him as a teacher. He's very grounded and mainstream with it. And I know from my experience of working with people in past lives that people have lost loved ones to the plague and lost loved ones and children to sickness, and it's activating that fear within people right now. So this is a past life thing that's coming up. So I feel like the angels are saying this situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, release, learn, and heal from past experiences. So if fear is coming up for you and you're like, I don't want to get sick and I'm really being hyper vigilant and mindful, know that could be something in your past life that you can consciously clear out now. You can send energy back to that. You may have died yourself from the plague, or you might have experienced severe illness, and that is energy vibration that's being cleared out of your system right now, especially if you're really scared about what's going on in the world. It could be something that's coming up in your past life right now to be cleared out. So you can ask God and the angels to show you what you need to know about that. Maybe you were somebody who worked on the nursing staff, or maybe you watched people go through this and it's creating a lot of fear within your life right now. I did have a past life. I mentioned this in one of the other readings. I did have a past life where I lost a husband and a daughter to plague, to an illness. And the imagery, I still see it. It's very clear. I remember sitting in my house, and it was like I had a candle lit in front of me and just feeling alone and isolated and numb. And for me, I ended up joining a convent. And in order for me to stay there, because at the time, it wasn't healthy or wasn't good for women to live alone. And so I joined a convent, and I lived out the rest of my life numb. I took the vows that I had to in order to stay there, and I showed up and I did the practices. but it wasn't in my heart, and I lived the rest of my life really kind of in isolation. So I personally have done a lot of inner work where, I really take care of my immune system now. I try not to shelter myself too much from sickness and illness. I mean, obviously, I don't want to get sick. And if people are sick around me, I stay away from them. But I'm exposed to a lot. I do a lot with essential oils and vitamin C and immune system boosters and, like I said, diffusers. And that's just somebody who is a sole practitioner whose income is based on me right now. I've always had to maintain my health. So that was like a past life issue that I had to work on and clear out, so I wasn't in a constant state of fear of getting sick all the time. So there's been a lot of resolution with me in that. So those of you who do energy work, you can send energy back to, you can send Reiki energy back to any past lives that you may have had that experience. Brian Weiss has a really great guided meditation on YouTube. It's the inner child regression. You can actually call him up and do one of his regressions if you want to explore this a little more to get some more clarity. But understand the world is just re-experiencing what it's felt for eons. But the beautiful thing is we get to change things. We have some more access to people all over the world. Through internet and social media. So there's a lot of transformation of that energy at a faster rate. Eons ago, hundreds and thousands and millions of people would die, and so that has decreased drastically because we have an entire planet working together to get healthy and strong. It really is a beautiful observation and experience and a blessing to watch it all unfold. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary too, but it's just amazing how Mother Earth and Mother God and Father God really, really work together. It's just really miraculous. So final message here. Speak your truth, Angel Gabriel. I almost pulled his cards, but I figured it would be too much. I'm glad he came out. So Gabriel says, thank you, Gabriel, for helping me speak with integrity. Like I said, there's a lot of people just spilling out information. They're reacting. And like I said, there's fears that are coming up. They're not grounded. Again, it's not good or bad, right or wrong. It's just what's happening. And so this message is coming out for you to be aware of it. It feels like truth and it's touching your heart. Absorb it. If it feels like more of the same and just an escalation and it doesn't feel good, it's not information for you. You might have outgrown it. You might not be ready for it. So I feel like Gabriel is saying pull back as earth angels. For those of you who are on like the leadership, God's stormtroop is ready to take action. Know that you're going to be asked to speak your truth. You're going to be asked to be the example, to be the inspiration. A lot of you who chose Pile 3 have done your inner work. Maybe you're seeing therapists, maybe you're doing a lot of spiritual growth, reading a lot of books. You've been on your way to shifting from the mainstream 3D world that you've been in. Maybe you're a therapist, maybe you're a nurse, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're an energy worker. And I know many of you are in the midst of getting more clarity on what the world needs right now. And so as things clear out, your mission is going to be more important than ever. So invite Archangel Gabriel in. I know Gabriel sends pennies, and on a penny it says, "In God we trust." I personally am going through a move right now. I'm going through a transition. My whole life is changing on top of the whole planet changing, which I think is so crazy. And I'm cleaning out this place and I just keep finding pennies everywhere. And I'm thinking, oh my God, the world is changing. What's happening? My life is moving. The planet is moving. Of course, I'm inundated with this stuff and I just keep finding pennies. Pennies are falling out of cabinets, off of shelves, on the floor. And I'm just giggling through the whole experience. I'm like, I know, God. I know you got a plan for me. I know you got more for me. So remember, on a penny, it says, "In God we trust." Those of you who are finding pennies right now, put them in your pocket. They're really great for public speakers. Those of you who are in community service, not customer service fields. You're dealing with a lot of fear right now. And so invite Gabriel in to speak. His name means voice of God. Invite Gabriel in to speak through you. If you are creating videos, if you're working with clients remotely, invite Archangel Gabriel in and ask him to assist you in speaking your truth. If you're feeling like you want to share information that you have right now, there are therapists who are leaving the mainstream and they're incorporating psycho-spiritual therapies now in their practices, rehab facilities, even there's prayer and affirmations in hospitals, anybody who's going through cancer and things like that. I know there's more spiritual evolution in those fields. Nurses now are inviting in their own guardian angels and guides to work with them. Holistic nurses, nurse practitioners are really coming to the forefront. Intuitives and healers are really shining right now and putting themselves out there, creating tribes. It's really a powerful time. So know that you never work alone, that Archangel Gabriel is working with you and he's saying, speak your truth. Honestly, too, speak your truth to yourself. You know, in this time of pause and in this time out of transition that the world is going through right now, speak your own truth. What do you have to face? What have you been putting off? What are you pretending? You know, things are great and they're not. What do you need to face in this pause? And really just pray and meditate on and how to receive guidance in order to make change for yourself. Wow, beautiful messages. All right, friends, thank you so much for watching, those of you who chose pile 3. If this resonated with you or you know somebody who can benefit, please share. Like this channel, subscribe. You can leave comments in the description box below with your experiences and how this may have resonated with you. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for myself. We're all in this together. So let me close space, thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light that assisted, especially the Archangel Raphael, Michael, and Gabriel who showed up, the divine masculine and feminine, the Holy Spirit energy, lots happening. And I ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done in mind, body, spirit, and emotions in all ways, in all directions of time. All right, friends, again, thank you so much for watching. There'll be more to come as I settle into my new space and my new home. There'll be more to come, so stick with me, subscribe, sign up for my newsletter. Stuff will be coming out in that on a regular basis. We're all in this together. All right, remember, I love you so much. God loves you. Trust in the divine. God has your back 1000%. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.